Rise and shine, everyone. Welcome into Sunrise. I'm Jason Hackett. Alicia has the day off. A lot of you out there making weekend plans, so let's help you out with it. Let's bring in Ben for a look at the forecast. It's going to be pretty decent if you're doing outdoor activities, I would say, right?
I think so. Saturday looks like the nicer day just because the wind is going to be lighter. Sunday, it'll be warmer, but it's also going to be windy. And by the way, Johnny Z is right here. He's up on Lake of the Woods right now doing a little bit of ice fishing. We are tracking some light snow showers moving through central and east central Minnesota this morning. Not a lot is going to fall, but just keep in mind it is going to be at least something to brush off your car this morning. It's a very fine snowflake that's falling as the air conditions are pretty dry, and you can see where we have reduced visibility. That's where the snow showers are falling. So not much in the east and southeast metro right now, but Blaine seeing some reduced visibility, Cambridge as well, Eden Prairie, and Carver seeing some lower visibility just due to the snowier conditions as we start off the day. Let's take a look at traffic right now. We are continuing to follow this vehicle fire that happened about 15 minutes ago. The fire is out. This is in Eagan, by the way, Highway 13, just east of 77. But there is still a response on the roads, and it is blocking at least a couple of lanes out there this morning. So just something to be advised as we head into this morning. Also noticing a light dusting of snow up in the St. Cloud area. Looks like the snow is just about done falling, but that's what we're noticing on the roads to start off the day. Jason.
All right, Ben, thank you very much. Developing this morning, instead of holding classes today, St. Louis Park High School is the scene of an investigation. Two massive fights broke out on Thursday involving students and even some adults, and some of them were even arrested. Cece Gaines is live near the campus to explain to us what's next. Cece.
Hi, good morning. So in addition to investigating and also working with police, school leaders will be making a safety plan for when kids come back to school next week. But until that happens, we do know that the school is closed to everyone and all on-site activities are canceled for today. Now, if we go to the school's website here, you'll see on your screen, this is the message that pops up. It explains that at the end of the day, Thursday, school leaders responded to a physical altercation that broke out between two groups of students. But the situation escalated further right after school. Some adults, not staff or teachers, found out about the fight that happened earlier in the day, and they got involved in another physical altercation with some of the students. We know that some students and staff got minor injuries from that, and two adults were arrested. Now, we're told counselors are going to be available for students just so they can kind of navigate what happened. So if you think your kid needs that, you can definitely call the school. Also, I do want to note that it's only St. Louis Park High School that's closed today. Every other school in the district will be open business as usual. Jason.
Really unfortunate to see stuff like this happen on a school campus. Cece Gaines reporting live for us this morning. Thank you. The man accused of making threats against the University of Minnesota, forcing lockdowns last week, is now facing charges. About 18 hours ago, prosecutors charged Joseph Rongstad with 2 felony counts of threats of violence and 1 count of being a felon in possession of ammunition. According to the criminal complaint, Rongstad told authorities the reason he made the social media posts was so that he could get the Secret Service to come talk with him. Rongstad's bail was set at $1 million. He's due back in court on February 14th. Well, it was a tough night in Shakopee as the Sabre girls hockey team took to the ice for the first time since the passing of teammate and friend Michaela McCarville. Michaela died Tuesday, a month after a car crash the day after Christmas. Shakopee police say she was in the car with 3 other teens when they ran a stop sign at Tintaconcu and County Road 21. They were hit by a driver heading south on 21. One of the teens in the car with McCarville has serious injuries. Right now, State Patrol is still investigating that crash. Minnesota's primary may be more than a month away, but early voting begins in just 3 hours. You can do this in person at a local election office like a city or county facility. You can also go to mnvotes.gov and request an absentee ballot be mailed to you, and then you mail it back. Either way, you'll have to choose whether you want a DFL party, Legal Marijuana Now party, or Republican Party ballot. You will only be choosing from presidential hopefuls, so no other contest will be included on the ballot. You have until March 4th to vote early in person, and Minnesota will hold its primary election on Super Tuesday. That's March 5th. With about 12 hours left until a partial government shutdown, a short-term funding extension awaits President Biden's signature. The House and the Senate both passed the bill yesterday. Now lawmakers must pass a series of full-year spending bills before the March deadlines. House Speaker Mike Johnson says they had to pass these short-term bills just to give legislators enough time to work out the details of the full-fledged budget bills. The major sticking points in this round are funding to Ukraine, Israel, and better security at the southern border. Well, just a block away from George Floyd Square, affordable housing opened on the campus of a historic church. Calvary Lutheran Church has been at 39th and Chicago since 1923, but the congregation could no longer keep up with the maintenance costs. So they sold the campus to Trellis Management, which worked with the city, county, and state to build the Belfry Apartments on the site.
The housing must be dignified, it must be affordable, it must be welcoming and beautiful and an extension of community, and that's what these units are. I cannot contain.
1, 2, 3. Hey!
The city and county officials and the Minneapolis Public Housing Director marked the opening of the apartments with a ribbon cutting yesterday. All 41 units have already been leased to low-income families. Now, Calvary Lutheran will still get some use of the property. The developer agreed to lease the sanctuary and office space so the members can still meet there. A longtime St. Paul restaurant, Tavern on Grand, says they will be closing in early June. That restaurant, known for its walleye, has been a mainstay on Grand Avenue in St. Paul for nearly 35 years. One of its claims to fame was serving fish to Soviet President Mikhail Gorbachev when he visited with then-Governor Rudy Perpich in 1990. Tavern on Grand is now the latest in a string of Grand Avenue businesses to announce that they are closing. Speaking of walleye, there's a debate that could put new limits on how many walleye Minnesota anglers can catch.
I'm Jennifer Hoff. Once again, the DNR is considering changing the state's longtime limit on walleye from 6 to 4. And this time, they're planning to do it without the legislature that's shot down this idea before. Instead, using its own rulemaking authority. It's trying to preserve this population threatened by invasive species, overfishing, and warming lakes. While opponents argue bag limits won't fix those problems. Even if modifications are made, it wouldn't be implemented until the spring of 2026.
Time now 6:07. The 19th annual U.S. Pond Hockey Championships are finally here. In about 3 hours, people from all over the country will be on the ice battling for the silver scoop. And this morning, our new Sunrise reporter, Michelle Beck, is live from Lake Nokomis before players check in. You know, Michelle, we were sitting around thinking of what is the best way we can introduce her to Minnesota. This is it right here. Welcome.
Yes, this is certainly it, Jason. Thank you so much for the welcome. I feel like Minnesota, too, with its winter, it's basically slapping me in the face, Jason, telling me, hey, you're no longer in Wisconsin, southern Wisconsin. You are here in Minnesota. So, again, thank you so much for the welcome. But look at just how jarring it is even. It's snowing right now, just very faintly. With the snow on a somewhat sandy beach. I mean, just look at that juxtaposition. But it is something to be thankful for. Take a look at your screen. The fact that more than 300 teams can be at this event at all. This warmer than average winter that we've had most of this winter has thrown off ice preparations. Event planners say the city of Minneapolis gave them the green light as late as Monday, and that got the ball rolling, and the 22 rings that you see behind me were ready in just 2 days. This is the tightest window the U.S. Pond Hockey Championship has ever had to get ready, and it left some players, including those from out of state, feeling like this game was on thin ice.
Oh yeah, I was watching it every day the last week. I was like, all right, local weather, Minneapolis.
I even checked the last few years. Okay, they never canceled it. And then the time I show up, now it's in jeopardy.
And now we are just about 3 hours from opening ceremony, which includes that ceremonial puck drop. Jason, back to you.
And nothing like the cold Minnesota air to wake you up. Michelle, welcome to Minnesota. Welcome to Sunrise. Looking forward to your reports. Thank you so much.